Okay, we're going to have another equation development lecture. Normally, when I do chapters, I tend to initially kind of develop the equations, then we just do problems, and the chapter's over. This chapter is divided up into sections, and so here we're going to have this is our second section here. So what we have here are problems where the path is known. This is a critical thing. So oftentimes the path of something is very well known. So for example, if you're going down a ski hill, all right, and assuming you don't take a jump, you know that you're going to follow, as you're going down the mountain, the exact surface of the mountain, as it were. So look at, or if you're going walking along a street, the path of the street is known. Okay, so we're going to look at situations where the path is known a priori. So we have a particle moving along a known path. Now, and the key here is that path could be curved. So we have curvilinear motion. So that's what this picture shows. So here's a path, and it is known. Now, so while you're going along the path, so here we have, I'm taking this point here, there's a tangential, and if the path is curved at this moment, there would be a normal vector that would point towards the center of curvature. All right? So this is a unit vector in the tangent. This is a unit vector pointing to the center of curvature at that instant. So note, if we get over here, the tangent would be going this way, and now UN would be going back that way. All right? So our axes are changing instantaneously. So, but here's the thing. Suppose we were told that along this axis, which is moving all the time, the UTs are moving, the UNs are moving, but suppose I was told that along the path, UT, acceleration is constant. Well, then we could actually use, even though it's a curved path, we could use the constant acceleration equations we were just playing with. All right? And then just the curve is going to be reflected in the UN side of the picture. All right? So this is a critical point. As long as we have constant acceleration along an axis, and the axes can be moving, but we can say wherever that axis is, the acceleration is constant, we can apply the constant acceleration equations. That's useful. Okay, so that's what we want to play with. Now, since we're going along a path, and the path is known, all right, one of the things we'll often have is we'll have a thing S, where S is path length along the path. So here's, let's say the path starts here, and so I can measure distance along the path, S. Okay, if it's a known path, that seems like something we could do. We measure, okay, you're on the path, you're 100 meters along, 150, 160, whatever. We can measure distance along the path. So S is distance along the path. S dot is speed in the path. Note that the path is the straight, so it's not a vector. However, we can take the speed along the path and multiply by the current tangential unit vector, and we would create the velocity. So we'd have a magnitude, we'd have a direction vector. And then acceleration along the path is simply S double dot, again, times UT. Now that's not the full acceleration. We're just saying what the tangential acceleration is. If we have any curvature, there's also an acceleration component in the normal. And that's what we're going to talk about a little more now. So go to my next picture. So I say instantaneous vector approach. So here's a path. It's not a perfect circle, but at the moment, at this instant, we were going to have a center of curvature, so there'd be a UN this way, UT is this way, the tangential, and here's R to that center, instantaneous center of rotation. And as this moves, that is going to be changing. The R to the characteristic center is going to be changing. When it's over here, that's going to be different. When it's here, it's good. Well, then it's going to come down. It's going to be different. All right? So it's our UN and UT are instantaneous axes. oriented to a known path. So at this instant, okay, very important, at this instant, ut is here, un would go back. At this instant, given that center, there is an angular velocity because there's a velocity, okay, and it's on a curved path. Here's r. So I want to just analyze this a tad. So to do that, I'd notice that relative to this spot, okay, it's changing instantly, so we have to live in the differential world. So the differential path that would be, as this goes from here to here, all right, we will turn out a differential theta, angular displacement. So r times d theta would be the path length that we go through. Now, since everything's changing instantly again, I can't go through a theta. I can only go through a differential amount because everything's changing. So just a very small amount while this is still the center. So r times theta would be arc length. In this case, r times d theta is differential arc length. All right. And we'll note I could divide by dt, which would give me the magnitude of the velocity. So dt, ds dt is speed. R is staying constant in here, and I'm just turning through a differential angle here. All right. And so that would be r omega. Okay, this is the familiar equation, v r omega. And where, stay with that. Now we also have, I'm just going to put brackets around that. Okay. Because omega can go clockwise, counterclockwise. I'm not dealing with the signs here. I'm keeping everything magnitude. All right, that corrects that. Now v in the vector world is omega cross r. We've talked about that previously. So that's relating all of this stuff. If I want to take the derivative of this, what do I get? All right, so let's start breaking that down. Acceleration, it says to use the chain rule. Take the derivative of this, hold that constant, then hold this constant, and take the derivative of that. I get the following. Hold that constant, I get angular acceleration, cross r, plus hold this constant. The derivative of r is just velocity. Okay, so I can actually go in here and put this right in there. And I get the following expression. So alpha cross r plus omega cross r. And note, these are not commutative. I can't do this and then this, because omega cross omega would be 0. Okay, you have to do this first and then do that second. No problem. If you were to do this, well, let's just take a look here. Here's v, that's omega cross r. That's that term. Omega, okay, picture would be coming out. So if you put your right hand up to here and then rolled, which I really can't do with my hand, so picture right hand coming out, rolling the v, your thumb would point right back this direction. Okay, so that would be minus omega r squared in the vector world. And then we'll note here, alpha cross r will lead us into the tangential. So that'll just be s double dot ut equals r alpha. And where I'm taking, yep, that like so. Okay. Actually, I'm doing it this way here for the moment. If ut points in the direction, this would be then a positive, and that would be a magnitude. If I'm letting this actually be just a generic positive, I could be having the sign here, in which case I'd have to take these off. So just watch your signs. Okay. I can express this. Un points into the center. That's what that does with that. If I put un in here, then this just becomes a magnitude. And I'll note omega squared r can be written as v squared over r, because omega equals v over r. So if I put v squared over r squared in here, I'm left with v squared over r un. Something you've probably seen from physics. All right. So what I have here is tangential plus normal acceleration. If we're going along a straight line, the normal acceleration is 0. All right, that's just straight line stuff, which we've done before. All right, So here's the point. If we know position, speed, acceleration along a path, and we know r, then using these relationships, we can actually, oftentimes when we know these things, omega and alpha are not directly known. Using these relationships, we can find, knowing AT and knowing velocity, we can back out omega and alpha. And that's the closing point that I want to get across. So we're going to do problems now. If you didn't follow anything here, we're not going to do problems where we apply all of this. See you soon.